Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to the online learning initiative, children. Today we are going to see about the steps in planning process. Planning is a process which consists of various steps. The first one is setting objective, then comes developing premises, then identifying the alternative course of action available, then evaluating the alternative course of action, selecting an alternative, implement the plan, and then finally take follow-up action. And as we say, planning is a continuous process. Once again, we have to set objective for the next year. So these are the steps involved in planning process. The first step in planning process is setting objective. So what we do in setting objective is the planning process begins with identifying and setting the objectives of the organization. Or in short, we have to determine where to reach. Okay, and where to reach should be specifically and clearly stated for all departments of the organization, and they need to set their own objective. Planning should set their own objective. When we determine where to reach, for example, this year we would have increased our sale by 10%, and next year if we are planning to increase our sale by 20%, then we are determining the sales target, where to reach in terms of sales volume. Okay, and when we talk about the increase in sales volume, it is not going to reflect only on the sales team, but it also has its own reflection in the production department as well, because only when we increase our production, we can increase the volume of sales also, isn't it? So each and every department should be given specific goals in this manner. And finally, the departments should set their own objectives within the broad framework which is given by the planning done by the top level management. Okay, so this is done when we set objectives, which is the first step in planning process. Next is developing premises. First of all, before understanding what is developing premises, we should know what is premises. Premises are the assumptions which we make about the future, and based on those assumptions we draft the plan for the organization. So this is called planning premises. Okay, and this planning premises should be effectively made, because the sound estimates forecast should be made about the future environment. Only with the sound estimate and the sound forecast we can somewhat predict about the future incidents, and based on that assumptions we can plan for our organization in the near future. Okay, so to make planning more effective, we have to be very smart in the estimation and analysis of the market. So this is about planning, developing premises. Next is identifying the alternative courses of action. So what are the different alternative courses of action which is available? We need to identify each and every alternative available, and more alternatives should be generated, because how much ever more we generate the alternative course, that many options we will have to choose the best one. Okay, so we need to identify each and every alternative courses of action. Next, evaluating the courses of action. Each course will have many variables, and positive and negative points of each alternative should be thoroughly examined, because each and every alternative will have its own pros and cons. Only when we analyze, or only when we weigh the alternative based on the positive and negative points, we will come to know which alternative has more positive weightage can be implemented, and which has more negative weightage can be just discarded. So likewise, the alternatives have to be examined thoroughly, and they have to be weighed based on many variables. And alternatives should be compared and evaluated with few terms like feasibility, the cost involved, what are the consequences, and what will be the benefits or effects on implementation of all these alternatives. So likewise, many different aspects or perspectives have to be conducted, there has to be used to evaluate the courses of action. Then after evaluating the alternatives, we have to select a particular alternative. So here comes the real point of decision making, because we have many alternatives and we are going to choose the best alternative which will lead the organization to achieve its own target. Okay, and we have to check whether it is feasible, at the same time profitable. And it's not that only one plan has to be used. We would have already used some plans, and by implementing those plans we would have achieved our target in the earlier years. Okay, so those plans also can be taken, and they can, all plans can be combined. Combination of plan is also possible, we can do it in organization. And we have to think on whether it is subjective, whether it is good, and whether it is already implemented, because the subjectivity of the plan, judgment of a plan, and experience of the plan has to be considered. How far we were successful earlier when we implemented the same type of goal or same type of plan, so that has to be considered, that has to be given more importance. And the manager has to apply permutations and combinations and select the best alternative. He cannot just go blindly with his own idea, or he cannot just blindly follow his colleague or the experienced person and just blindly go and select that alternative. So all combinations have to be tried, and the best alternative has to be chosen. Okay, next is implementing the plan. Implementing the plan means actually transforming the plan to action. That is actually called as implementation of plan. So whatever is there lying in the paper or in the presentation as drafted plan should be made into action. It should we should put it into action. So that is implementation of plan. And implementation should not be done just like that, it should be effective enough, because only when we effectively implement our plan we'll be able to achieve our goal. So this implementation involves organizing various resources, because when we saw an example of increasing the sales volume, it is not only going to reflect in the sales department, it is going to reflect in the production department and almost all departments, isn't it? So we should analyze, being the top level management, the people who draft the plan should analyze whether we have available resources to put this into action. Okay, so we have to arrange for the resources, and then we have to check whether all employees will cooperate and participate with full commitment for this alternative, even that has to be thought. Okay, so all these has to be done, all these preparations and all these thinking should be done by the top level manager, and they have to implement it effectively, because to implement any plan effectively we need to arrange for resources, and we need to secure the cooperation of all employees. Only then it will be successfully implemented, and only when it is successfully and effectively implemented definitely we will achieve our goal. Okay, so this is implementation of plan. And only implementation of plan is not sufficient, we need to also follow up whether everything is followed exactly. So periodical assessment or review of the plan is very important, with relevance and as well as effectiveness, how far the employees are able to effectively work along with the implemented plan. So what we have to do for that, review is not the one word, we actually have to monitor constantly, and if there is any deviation we have to check the deviation then and there, and we should make them to follow the plan. Okay, so this follow up action is very important for an effective implementation of any plan and to make it successful in the organization. Okay, so today we have seen the steps in the planning process. Thank you, children.